Welcome to 5 Pints In, the show where we're literally 5 pints in. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
So, we're just gonna rip the plaster off as quick as we can to talk about this Man City Lyon game.
It's too much, mate.
Yeah, I would say I don't know where to start, but I do know where to start. And for me, and we haven't spoken about this before this, so I don't know where you guys stand, but for me it was the starting lineup. You know
what? It's to say that you doubted Pep. You know, we've questioned before games. Is he going to go with that? Is he going to go with this? I couldn't have foreseen that lineup, that system.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's more out of disappointment because, you know, we've said it in the past. You know, when Edison's messed up, that it's fine. He does so much good, and Pep does so much good, and you know we're all fully behind him and believe in what he believes. But you've still got to say it. You've still got to say it was a strange, and I'm sure everybody said it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody said it was a strange lineup. Was it a bit defensive? Was it, you know, it's still overall. I think they had enough to win the game, but you know, it didn't look right from the beginning for me. I don't know what you two felt, but I wasn't optimistic.
No,
I wasn't so sure it was going to be as commanding a performance as it was against Real Madrid. You know, we even talked after that game that, you know, chances missed and, you know, it could have been more emphatic, the scoreline itself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're prone to do that a little bit. You know, it's a good job we create that many chances that normally 2 or 3 go in.
Yeah.
You know, but there is a lot squandered, I feel.
I mean, I think if I was to just sort of break it down and continue a conversation we had in the last episode we did after the Madrid game, we said how brilliant it was that Pep sort of looked at Madrid and said, okay, these are their strengths, these are their weaknesses, this is how I'm going to set up. We said he shouldn't need to do that against Lyon, he should just play the City way because it's Lyon, but he hasn't. You know, when the first lineup came out, it was a 4-3-3 is what everyone had, with De Bruyne on the wing, with the two holding midfielders, Fernandinho and Rodri and Fernandinho, with Gundogan as the number 10. That was the first lineup I saw. And then once they started, it was obviously 3/5 at the back.
Yeah.
And I think he's done that because, I mean, you actually said this, he's done it because Lyon were playing with 2 or 3, like a two or three pronged attack. They had 2 strikers, and then they had that that Cornetto playing on the left wing, didn't they?
Yeah.
I know his name's not Cornetto.
Was there just one of them?
Yeah.
He's never on his feet, was he?
No, worse than Jack Grealish.
No, well, if you can actually say that. I mean, look to me, you can actually say that's a positive setup, only going 3 at the back. But to me, look straight away, what is the story with Garcia? We spoke before. Why do you play someone who doesn't want to be there? I'm not saying anything was down to him and his fault. He's actually made a great tackle for the first goal.
He did.
Kyle Walker, I seen Pep on the side. Not many people have said it. Kyle Walker went asleep. Because Cornetto, you fella, Cornet, whatever you want to say. Yeah. He followed. He was Kyle Walker's man.
Yeah.
He wasn't the man for the through ball. He was Kyle Walker's man. And he ran on when Kyle Walker jogged. And it ended up falling for him. And only when it fell for him did Kyle Walker decide that maybe I should have sprinted back.
But so let's...
Pep was angry at.
Just playing devil's advocate, though, has Pep not told Kyle Walker he's more or less a winger at that point because there's enough cover at the back? I mean, was it not a confusion of the system?
That doesn't make no difference, mate. As a wing back, you've got to realise that, you know, it's a through ball. Even so, it's a through ball to the centre forward. Right? Was it Depay? I don't know who went through. I don't know exactly who went through.
I think it was. I'm pretty sure.
But then,
or no, it was a Camden.
There's a through ball.
Yeah.
Your instinct as a natural defender is to sprint back as fast as you possibly can.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether it's your job or not. Your interest as the nearest people is to sprint back and think something may happen. You're always told, even as a kid, what if it hits the goalie? What if it hits the post? What if it comes back out? What if somebody does manage to get across?
You're stealing my moves.
Doing a you when you crop them in. What if somebody does manage to get across, and like Garcia did, and get back and make a late tackle?
Yeah.
It should be in your mind, especially at that level. You've got to sprint back no matter what. And if you watch it again, it screams him. Everything was Kyle Walker. So individual errors, when you look at the goals, individual errors. Kyle Walker, the first one. No ifs or buts. You can't blame Edison for coming and closing the gap and being away from his goal.
Not at all. Yeah.
Because it's ended up being a great finish.
Yeah.
You can't doubt the quality of the finish. You can't doubt Kyle Walker, and I know for a fact that's why Pep was disgusted. It wasn't the tackle, it wasn't where Edison was, it wasn't the fact he went 1-0 down. It was the fact that he's seen him not reacting and sprinting back.
I still think, though, you play Kyle Walker against Real Madrid in a normal, traditional, conventional right-back position, and he gets man of the match. And now you go and you fuck with the system, and I just don't think. I think Kyle Walker. I've said this before, where he needs that leader next to him, which he had because Fernandinho is playing on the right of that three. But it's like he's been thrown. I know right wing back isn't that much different to right back, but he was playing in the first 20 minutes. He was the furthest. Kyle Walker was one of the furthest City players forward.
Which is where he should be.
Yeah.
Where he should be, but there's times when he doesn't do that when he's a wing back.
Yeah.
There was times early on in the season as well, I felt that he wasn't pushing on as much as he should.
Yeah.
He's created that position for himself, really, as being one of the best, which is why City signed him. And then for some reason he's getting away from it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he's taking his eye off the ball a little bit some games, Some games he's alert and he's there, and then other games he's not. I think he's lost that consistency.
But I think this is... So we talk about how Pep is such a great man manager, and he turns average players into good and great players in some cases. I would look at Kyle Walker and say, if I was Pep, and, I would imagine Pep would do this, but he obviously didn't. I would look at Kyle Walker and say, I get the best out of him as a conventional right back with a leader next to him. So against a team like Lyon, where, why... Okay... It was one of two things, the formation change, right? Because City, I know we played three at the back a few times last season, right? And Pep always said he could never play two up top unless he had Mendy as a left winger, and then he could play three at the back, meaning the two up top, Jesus and Aguero. That's what he's always said since the last two seasons. But why? So you're either experimenting because you're looking ahead at Bayern Munich, or you're caving in and trying to react. You're trying to be reactive against Lyon instead of proactive against Lyon. I don't know which one it was, and it just honestly kind of, and it was one game. He's still, in my eyes, the best manager in the world. But
yeah, like I said, look, we can forgive because of who he is, what he's done. We can forgive Edison because of who he is, what he's done. Everybody makes mistakes, but look, it wasn't as much, and I'm not a big one on formations, mate, because if you have the personnel out there, it doesn't matter what system you have. If you have the personnel, 11 intelligent players, intelligent footballers, and you dominate normally like they do, it doesn't matter what your setup is. I honestly don't believe that. You can't account for somebody switching off. It doesn't matter what formation, what structure. For me, it was the personnel. You must understand that they're going to sit back and they're going to break on you. They're going to sit back and compact everything. So why haven't we got the guile of David Silva, Bernardo Silva?
Yeah.
Why aren't we starting with that? When it's tight and compact, these little 5-yard passes,
So just to combine then, for me, I'm saying it was formation. You're saying it's all down to if you've got the personnel out there, the formation doesn't matter. So I agree with that, but... So me and
It doesn't matter to Man City.
Well, me and Connor...
It might do with other teams.
Yeah.
It doesn't and shouldn't matter to Man City or the top teams.
I completely agree with that. I just think everyone's underestimated Lyon.
But when we were watching I don't think so. I think Pep I think Pep overestimated Lyon. I think when we were talking, City were doing the thing where they pushed Lyon back. Lyon were in their own half, but there was only one or two City players who were in or around the box because he was playing two centre backs, 3 defensive mids. I would count Gundogan as more defensive than he is attacking.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So
yeah.
You've got no one up there. Jesus has been iffy lately. De Bruyne is a playmaker. He's not one that's pushing into the box, is he? I mean, he does, but he's the one who gets the ball on the pivot and.
Yeah.
So
it was a couple of days ago now, and still haven't managed to get my head around it. I still think Jesus created things. I still think Sterling created things. I still think De Bruyne worked tirelessly to create things.
Yeah.
I know he wasn't 100% with us, but he did some fantastic stuff. He had a couple of free kicks he could have done better with.
Yeah.
But they're obviously set pieces. And yet, we can still pick games like that about defining moments. You can't underestimate Lyon when they come off a win against Juventus. They've given themselves a shot in the arm. So that should have been a warning sign for anybody, because Juventus are no pushover. I know they have it easy in their league, but it still should have been a warning sign. And yet, I think there was a dominance of possession and a dominance of play in general still, but we're wasteful.
In the wrong areas.
You can't get away from... I do believe we didn't need... Whatever system he played, we didn't need Rodrigo, Gundogan and Fernandinho in the same lineup at the same time, no matter what. We didn't need that. You needed at least one of the Silvas and a Mahrez, or both the Silvas, right? And I think that would have been that game was ideal for Mahrez, to be honest, and one of the other two. For that little guy, them little 5 quick passes to break teams, to get in and around the box. And it's times like that you feel, do we miss Aguero that much? Because he's the poacher and he'll make things happen in there. And yet, look, even Jesus, you can say he wasn't the happiest with him. The chance he created for Sterling, you can't account for Kyle Walker switching off on that goal. You can't account for Sterling's miss to make it 2-2 with 7 or 8 minutes left. You can't really account for the stumble that got them, was it the second goal? You can't account for that stumble where he's run across, I think it was Laporte, I'm not sure, and flip heels.
Yeah.
Now he's onside. And even then, can Edison do better with that one? That's
tough.
hit the underside of his leg and still gone in. I'm not so sure, but the last one, you've got to throw it all at him. Was the shot so slow that's what deceived him? For the third goal, he's got to get. There was actually 2 shots in the first half that they drilled before they scored.
Yeah.
I thought, oh shit, is it going to slip through his?
Yeah,
is he going to gather it?
I remember thinking that. Yeah.
Perfectly,
Yeah, but to me, that third goal, it doesn't matter. The game was to me, the game was lost when you're playing with 2 attacking players and 9 defensive players. I know De Bruyne is attacking, but he's a playmaker, and he was picking up the ball in our own half. So it just didn't make sense to me. It's like you've been playing the ideal City team. First of all, get Garcia out. He said he wants to go. To me, get him out. I just don't give a shit about him anymore. Get him out, right? You start Foden even. Like you've got so many attacking players. The whole bench was attacking, but.
I think he could have took Garcia out, played Fernandinho. Wanted Fernandinho.
That's what I would have done.
And then adjusted the rest of them.
Yeah.
Kyle Walker better as a in a back 4,
Yeah.
And then let your 6 ahead of you.
Yeah.
Let them get on with it.
And that's the Man City way. That's how we beat teams. That's how we beat Liverpool in the season. That's how we beat teams.
I honestly haven't seen the reports after because I didn't want to look.
No, I turned it off. Yeah.
So, I mean, even afterwards, even days after, even what could be in the press or on your footy apps or whatever, but you're never 100% where their sources come from anyway. But, I don't even know what Pep said. I don't even know. I didn't even look at an interview afterwards. I don't know whether he's come out and said, look, I hold my hands up, I didn't play the right system. I don't believe he would do that. because I think the 11 players he put out there were still good enough to go and win that game. And I think it was down to missed opportunities also. You know, Sterling's had 2 of note that I can think of.
Mm-hmm.
De Bruyne's played an out of this world outside of the right foot to him. And
he did okay, though.
I know it clipped off a defender, but even after the first touch, his effort on goal, where he could have just dinked it over, was still going across the goal.
Yeah.
If you analyse the short distance it travelled, it was still going square, it wasn't going into the goal.
Well,
and then the other one, you know,
physics. Where I don't understand the other one. The other one, it's not physically possible to hit it over the crossbar from that close. What are his boots? What are his feet shaped like?
Yeah.
Has he got shovels on his foot that are slanted like that? Like how? It's like he had a pitching wedge, and it's impressive that he's hit it over the bar.
But look, don't get me wrong. He's done brilliant for De Bruyne's goal.
Yeah.
Where he's gone. In fact, it was the mirror image of the chance I was just talking about, where on his left side, which is his weak side, he's managed to fake the cross and cut back and let the defender go. Then he's rolled it into De Bruyne's path. Now on that right side, which is his favourite one, if he'd have done the same cut back, the keeper and the defender would have gone all the way.
Would have gone,
But I know
it was an open goal, though.
It's defining moments, right? That's what big games are won and lost on. Defining moments, and you analyse afterwards, and you look back at every little individual thing, and can it be stopped? Of course it can. But in a knockout tournament, you don't have that second chance to fix it the next game or the game after. So Kyle falling asleep cost us the first goal.
Yeah.
You know, Raheem not equalising us cost us, because I would imagine we'd have gone on and won it in extra time even, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, we had the players on the pitch at that point.
Edison with the third one, you don't get a second opportunity. The game's done and dusted. You know?
But I thought it was. I thought that Sterling miss. I don't even the third goal. You know, I don't even think about it.
Just the thing that it gripes me so much is why wasn't Mahrez and one of the Silvers or two of the Silvers out?
But here's another thing too, and you know, I'm sick of saying I'll never doubt Pep. Like, he's done enough to where you'd never sit there and say Pep out for this shit, right? I want Pep there forever. Like, I don't blame him enough to where I think he needs to be replaced.
But you can't, mate.
No, not at all. But at half-time, and I knew he wasn't going to change anything at half-time, but why? Why not? Why not change? It obviously wasn't working. Whatever shit he tried, the 3 at the back, the 5 at the back, it wasn't working. Why not change it at half-time? It was so obvious after Fernandinho got that yellow card that he needed to bring Mahrez on for Fernandinho. I texted people before that substitution happened. I was like, Mahrez for Fernandinho. It needs to happen. System change. And then it finally happens in the 60-something... I think it was the 60th minute or something like that. But why wasn't...
And then he had a hand in De Bruyne's goal.
Yeah. He
played a great ball to Sterling.
Well, all of a sudden, we finally had a front three, you know. It was like... It was actually working, you know, and... I don't know. I think... We need first. I mean, you know, not that Cancelo did much wrong, but we need a left back. You know, I think we need Angelino to come back from Leipzig, which he's doing, and he needs to play.
I thought he said no.
I heard he's coming back. I think he's only on loan there.
Yeah, but I've heard him say like 2 or 3 times.
Well, he can't say no if he's on loan, can he?
I'm pretty sure they've already sorted a deal with him and he's gone.
I don't think so. I was reading stuff today about him coming back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just because...
What's happened with Mendy?
Well, clearly, I don't know. Clearly there's something. Clearly there's faith lost in him, you know. And I think Mendy's a great player, but, you know, has he sort of lost the mindset after an injury like that? Like, you know, we see it.
I
mean, Mendy's a great player, or he has the potential to be, you know, but we can't play with a right back at left back, you know. I can't think of... I mean, I might be being short-sighted here, but I can't think of one world-class team that plays with a right back at left back.
I think it would
from
have
the past, even.
I would have even had Zinchenko out there.
Yeah.
I don't think we were under that much of an issue defensively anyway.
No.
You know?
Well,
now he would have got down that left side.
at that point, he's not a fullback anymore. He's a wing back, isn't he, or a winger if you've got possession. So,
Yeah.
but it's just so frustrating because to me, I was so sure, and I probably look like a dick because the last episode came out probably an hour before that match.
Yeah.
Our last episode, and that's what I was thinking. You know, I remember saying before Madrid, I was saying we shouldn't look past Madrid.
Yeah, we shouldn't look at it. Yeah.
And then I said we shouldn't look past Lyon, but we should easily beat them. We should play the Man City way, and we should be looking at Bayern Munich. You know, it should have been a game that City won, and then that happens. You know, it's like.
What do you look at? More or less like a 60% Bayern Munich today have beat them 3-0.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm only saying 60%. If the Barcelona game Bayern hadn't happened, I would have said 100% Bayern Munich because of what I've seen against Chelsea, they were similar.
Yeah.
You know, they were magnificent against Barca, which they didn't bring back to the table today, but probably didn't need to. You know, I know the game itself, Lyon could have gone 2 up early doors, I think, or at least had 2 or 3 great chances to go a goal up. But even so, I don't think they would have had enough for the 60% Bayern Munich.
No.
Bayern Munich were bad for a good chunk of the game.
They were what?
They were bad for a good chunk of the game. They
were bad, yeah, but I'm saying that's...
Yeah, but you go 2-0 down, like Depay going around the keeper and then them hitting the post. You know, 2-0 is...
Yeah, I'm sure they would have pulled it out the fire still, mate. They would have raised their game. I think sometimes you play... Especially once you go them couple of goals up, maybe that's what's done it. Maybe they've took the foot off the gas a little bit, you know, because it did seem that there was a lot more time and space for everybody. You know, the Barca game was intensity, wasn't it? It was 100 miles an hour everywhere. Everything was fizzing about. Everyone was closing down.
It was almost like the pressure of the situation against Barca worked in Bayern Munich's way. You know, it was almost like they knew that Barcelona come back 4-0 down, have come back 4-0 down multiple times.
Yeah.
It was like they just needed to kill them while they were injured.
Not the same Barca though, is it?
No, but you still don't. I mean, it's not hugely different. It's not massively different.
On paper,
is it?
no, it's not different at all. But when they play,
yeah.
I mean, you talk about the likes of.
I mean, they looked awful, you know.
Yeah.
Well, you look, Lyon have excelled themselves in the competition. Leipzig excelled themselves, didn't they?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Them two are going to come away with something from the tournament.
Yeah.
City again, for me, this was the best opportunity. You know, I think this was the time. When you look at it and you think, okay, sometimes you'll say in football, especially, and in life, things happen for a reason, you know, and you should have seen this coming, or you know. And then when you look back, you think, you know, the UEFA ban, was that going to happen? The City thing, then we got the result in our favour, and it was a case of let's just go and win the Champions League.
Yeah,
and then that was before the result was in our favour.
Yeah.
And then the result goes for you, and we sort of shoot ourselves in the foot.
Yeah.
You know, even to the extent of, you know, let's go back to the Raheem Sterling with the Real Madrid jersey, and then we go and beat them, and now we get knocked out. Is that the time? Does he now go and sign for Real Madrid? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Certain things happen. It'll be after the fact that you'll look back and you'll say, "Oh, well, I thought because of that it was going to go for us," and then, you know, this happened, whatever, you know.
I mean, the way I saw it playing out, I thought we were going to get a year ban. I thought we were going to win the Champions League to sort of show.
Yeah, it was all set, wasn't it? That's what it seemed.
And then I was surprised that we didn't get the ban, which obviously I'm extremely happy.
How much more sour would you be after that performance and a year ban as well?
Well, that would have been the worst. But I'm saying if we would have won it, and it's like, you know.
Yeah.
Well, let's look at it positive then. Let's look at getting knocked out may make Pep sign another contract. because now we want to stay and win it.
Well, yeah, that thought crossed my mind, but I also thought that last year and I think the year before as well. You know, there's talk about him signing an extension, and to me, like, I can't see past a Man City without Pep. You know, like
No.
you know, you read shit online from people who, you know, probably, I don't know, you probably don't, who aren't fully invested. And they're saying, like, Pep out and all this bullshit. And it's like...
Mate, you'd have a different breed of football fan today, son.
Who would replace... Like, seriously, who would replace... I couldn't tell you who would replace him.
The way it's going now, it's ex-players, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's a gamble, you know?
It's been there before.
Yeah, Torre.
Yeah.
We've had all sorts of cycles, mate. And some work, some don't.
Yeah.
It always comes back around, whatever it is, you know.
There was talk...
You can take Lampard.
One good thing is that Barcelona have Koeman in there now. So that's one that we thought, the only place I thought he would have gone has gone.
Well,
you know?
the big talk is Juventus, and I just think it's all bullshit, you know?
Well, no, Pirlo's just gone there, mate. So,
but we spoke about this. You know? The rumor is, though, Pirlo's there as a stopgap until Pep's contract's up. But
you don't use Andrea Pirlo as a stopgap.
He's not going to go to He's not going to go to Juventus if he's trying to win the Champions League.
No, I agree. I'm just saying
what's the theory.
Yeah.
I think it just bodes well that he stays at City. You know, there's still transfer talk about big dealings, Koulibaly. You know.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, there's talk about
I think he has more say over the transfers than a lot of other managers. Let's put it this way. And I don't think he'd be planning signings without him in the back of his mind saying, okay, even if it's just add one more year extension.
Yeah.
I'd be happy with that right now.
Well, there's been talks about him extending for 1 year. And the thing is, too, I don't think to be honest, I don't think he has, from what I've seen from, like, the Amazon documentary and stuff, I don't think he has too much say in the signings, but I think there's an affinity there between the executives that do sign the players. They know what Pep wants. And also, they understand they understand that Pep is a draw for the player. There's players who literally want to come play under Pep, you know. So there's been talk. Obviously, like Koulibaly, supposedly in the next 48 hours, is a done deal. There's been talk. City are going to match the 70 million euro, about 63 million pound offer for him. Napoli are also desperate to sign Gabriel, so they're looking to get the cash in. Or the deal done. They're looking to sign Gabriel from Lille before Arsenal do. Because Arsenal... Yeah. I don't know much about Gabriel.
The one that used to play at Arsenal?
No. This is... he's at Lille. He's younger from what I've seen. But Napoli are apparently butting heads with Arsenal right now, going for him. And I don't know. I mean, I think Koulibaly's going to go. So if they want him to go, City have the money.
Definitely going to go, I think, yeah.
Yeah. There's also... I mean... I don't ever want to talk about this because I'm so sick of it. But Barcelona crumbling, there's been probably the hottest talks about Messi leaving that we've seen in years.
It is every year, though.
It is every year, but now from what I'm reading, and again, I don't want to get sucked into it because it's annoying. It's more annoying than the Coutinho talks. It's
that's
more...
another thing, mate, as well. Koeman coming now, he's probably going to like a player like Coutinho. Unless the hierarchy and the fans have gone that far.
I think they do, though. Yeah.
Out. What license is Koeman going to have if he wants to keep him?
I don't think much.
Apparently he's going to build the team around De Jong.
Yeah, which is good luck.
Well, you know, the Dutch connection.
De Jong doesn't have a position. He's not defensive mid. He's not an attacking mid. He's not really.
But that's the same with Xavi and Iniesta, wasn't it?
Yeah, but look at Xavi. Yeah, but De Jong doesn't have the skill that Xavi and Iniesta do.
Let's let it erupt.
Yeah.
Let Messi go to Man City and let Coutinho go to Arsenal.
Well, I think Coutinho's gone. I don't know where he goes, but I think he's definitely gone. I just think Messi. There's only two teams: it's PSG and City, isn't it? And he's not going to PSG. Because then Neymar will be in a shadow, and then
didn't Higuain say something and say, "Don't go to Premier League; they'll kick you to bits."
I don't know.
I think there was something I seen today. Yeah.
Really?
Higuain. Yeah, because he had his time at Chelsea, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, But then Messi's got
they're kicking to bits. I don't see anyone kicking anyone to bits these days.
no, and Messi's got Aguero. He's best friends with Aguero, isn't he? Like, so there's that. I mean, I'm sure Aguero either confirms or denies that, but he's still Aguero. I don't see him leaving the Premier League until like he's really ready to step back.
I would love for him to come to the Premier League.
Yeah, I just again I don't.
He could go to West Brom. I don't care. I would watch every West Brom game.
I'd have to ask Slaven how he did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw something earlier about how Sam Allardyce was talking about how back in the day he pretty much almost had a done deal with Lewandowski at Blackburn.
Really?
Yeah. And
Wait, what?
Lewandowski.
When was that?
Before Lewandowski went to Dortmund.
Really?
Yeah, he went and he wanted to come apparently, and
Well, you go and ask Gary Redknapp, mate. I'm sure he's had done deals for everybody before they've gone places. You know? Yeah. But hey, the West Ham as well. I've read something today that they're prepared to let Anderson, Lanzini, and even Haller go.
I think that's the best move.
Yeah.
I would keep Lanzini.
Jacko talk again though.
Yeah, I like that. I think
Jacko will do more than all three of those players.
I would love Jacko. I'd love to see him there for maybe 2 seasons. I think he's 34 now, is he?
Imagine him and Yarmolenko.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. But I could imagine him with Haller even. I know they're a little bit similar, but Haller's a bit pacier.
Well, even Anderson still. If you have someone that can put a ball in the box.
Yeah,
But you wouldn't play like Yarmolenko's left-footed, isn't he? Anderson's right-footed. You would swip him. You'd swip him.
Whip him.
Well, no, you had him.
It's quick. It's quicker than swapping them. You swip him.
How is it?
Yeah. You would swap him, wouldn't you? So if you had a big man like Dzeko in the middle.
No, because what's the difference from getting a yard going that way to getting a yard cutting back and crossing it in? Especially if they could shoot as well.
The cross is easier if you're a right-footed right winger. The cross is quicker.
But then you got someone like 2 people like Yarmolenko and Anderson that can shoot from that position.
I also think when you see the cut-in on a left-footed right winger or vice versa, that's when you see the offside trap working a little better. You know, if Dzeko's going forward.
What you find when you've got your lefties on your right, the reason that they cut in as well is because they don't have pace to go down the outside.
Yeah.
You know, so Yarmolenko's not a pacey player.
No.
But
he's good with his feet.
Felipe Anderson is.
To excel on the right side, you know. But they've also got Bowen, who's a lefty and has been in there instead of Yarmolenko while he was injured.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to be getting more game time next season.
Yeah.
Whatever he finds. They're letting Lanzini go. I don't know. Anderson, I would let him go back.
Yeah.
Want him back. Lanzini, I think Haller needs more time.
I think so. I don't see them.
He's a size fee for him, and
I don't think Haller's going to go. I think that would be too much of admitting a mistake for them to let him go this early.
It's all going to be how much money has Moyes got to spend, because you've got to understand that they're going to give him. It's been said they'll give him 2 transfer windows.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's not the most secure job, is it? They'll give him 2 transfer windows, but how much are they going to give him in there? It's all right giving him 2 windows, but if you've got no money in either window,
yeah,
you know, what chance have you got? So he may have to sell to get that money, and then it's a case of sell who. What? He's not going to get big money back for Anderson after him sort of flopping.
Well, yeah, and if you only promise one, not even a whole entire season, you are going to take bigger risks on you and get these players out.
Yeah.
But no, they went on a decent run. They've got something to build on. You know, I think they was unbeaten in 7.
Yeah, I mean they've got no real issues in defence, have they?
Well, Diop, there's been talk about selling Diop.
Really?
Yeah, which I hope they don't.
Yeah, I can't stand.
It's not a finished article, but you know, he's got potential there.
Yeah. I can't stand transfer windows purely because of the shit that gets thrown around, you know?
Yeah,
the drama and the rumours.
I'd rather read at the end.
Yeah.
You know, I think it was Bill Bear that was saying about who watches the
draft. Yeah.
Who watches the draft.
Yeah.
Why would you sit there for hour after hour and such a person's gone to this club?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And pick number 47. Who cares? Why don't you just wait till it's over?
Yeah.
And then see who's gone where,
Yeah, I mean, it's...
now you've got a podcast, you've got to talk about what's relevant.
Yeah. But
all the speculation.
The draft I could see as an excuse to drink, so I don't blame them there. It's like a 5-hour long...
We're called 5 pints in, why do you need an excuse?
No, I'm saying if you were watching the draft, the transfer window's a month or two, a month and a half long.
Yeah. I was supposed to start the draft as one night.
Yeah. But, yeah, it just bothers me. And the fact that, the season starts September 12th, the transfer window closes October 1st, 5th. It's early up.
It'll be bad as well. I mean, at West Ham talk of Jacko, there's talk of Callum Wilson as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw Spurs, though, as well.
For Callum Wilson?
I think Bournemouth won 30 million and what they're saying.
That's what I heard.
The temptation might be more game time at West Ham. Is he going to dislodge Harry Kane?
He's not.
Is he going to be his understudy? Is Jose going to play the two of them up front?
Well, look, Tottenham, you've got Harry Kane. You've also got Son, who plays up front, kind of. You've got Lucas, who plays up front when he plays two.
It's the three behind. It's a set three, isn't it?
Yeah. But, I mean, I'm just saying they're sort of interchangeable, aren't they? You could play... Like, if Harry Kane is injured, you've got Son you could play there. You've got... Yeah. I mean, is Llorente still there?
No.
No, he's gone. But it's probably... I mean, I was going to say it's probably bigger money, but Tottenham are really tight with their salaries, aren't they?
But their wage structure's different, yeah?
Yeah. Who? Lamella?
Yeah.
This is what I was going to say. Bournemouth keeper, Aaron Ramsdale. He's signed for Sheffield United. Yeah. Here's the problem, though. Looking at it from a Bournemouth perspective, it's good getting all this cash in, but hopefully it's not just a black hole where they don't replace the players with championship talent, and it doesn't, sort of give them the opportunity to get back up.
Well, they have the parachute payment as well, don't they? You go down your first season, so they've got the cash needed without having to sell.
Right, but they're selling, so are they going to spend? It's up to.
They're selling because players want to stay in the Premier League. It's not because essentially the club want to sell.
Yeah.
You've got to realise, especially with Callum Wilson, with the Euros coming up, he's not going to get selected playing in the Championship.
Yeah, but like Aaron Ramsdale, he's not exactly. It's not a sin for him to not be in the Premier League. He's a good keeper, but
not really. But I mean, he was wanted, so I mean, I think the keeper's a little bit easier to replace.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a young keeper himself.
If I was
the next young keeper,
if I was Bournemouth, I'd take Adrian from Liverpool. Now that what's his face? Yeah, take him on loan or something. Or he's older, isn't he? He's got experience.
I think he's definitely good enough to be a Premier League keeper.
He is, but he's gone to Liverpool to be a second keeper. If he wants game time, he wasn't getting it at West Ham, so he was for a while, but at the end, that's why he left. So
who's to know? What the second or third choice keeper from last season, how good they are. When the fact is you've got a good young keeper and keepers out. If he is of that quality, like Henderson was
Artur Boric was the Bournemouth keeper.
I don't know who's injured. I don't know if he's still there. But look, Ramsdale's only 22, I think. So who's to say they haven't got a good under-23 keeper anyway?
Yeah.
Who you might just bring in and blood. And the fact is he wasn't getting his opportunity because Ramsdale was doing so good,
Yeah, Boric is gone. He's back in Poland. Yeah, that's true. I mean... it's funny. It was sort of like it was sort of like a domino effect, wasn't it? Like Man United recalled Dean Henderson
from. It looks like they're going to send him out on loan again.
Yeah.
Are they?
It looks like it.
I heard.
He's not going to. He's not going to oust De Gea, is he?
Well, I heard they want to give De Gea a bit of heat. That's what I heard. I think Alan Shearer said it.
Yeah, like try to put fire under his ass, at least.
But.
Yeah, but Henderson's not going to be satisfied with being a fire, is he?
Yeah, but all it takes is, I mean, he's literally given the golden opportunity. He's given the stage to present himself.
Yeah. I think with goal...
if he goes out and doesn't make a mistake, he's already won up De Gea, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Speaking of goalkeepers, Joe Hart to Spurs.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Well,
Happy
hopefully.
face, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
hopefully.
Honestly, I love Joe Hart.
Yeah.
It's
Me too.
sad to watch his career, watch what happened to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think, a team like Tottenham where Lloris is sort of in and out, and then who's their backup?
He's in and out when he's in.
Gazaniga?
The backup's good.
Yeah.
Because he's been playing, hasn't he? And doing well.
Yeah. But I think it's a good move for him. I think the move to Burnley for him was weird with Nick Pope and
Keepers,
Tom Heaton was there as well, wasn't he? So I thought it was a strange one, But I think honestly, like, and it's.
I just think that was a case of he wanted to put himself back in the mix, and has enough confidence in his own ability to think that if he gets his opportunity, he will keep it.
Yeah.
And I think that's exactly what he's doing now. But I think he's probably a little bit more grateful to be at a club like Tottenham and to be the second choice. I think he was probably third choice when everyone was fit at Burnley.
Yeah.
Now he's going to be second choice till Lloris gets fit.
But that Gazaniga was decent, wasn't he?
Yeah. Maybe he won't be. Maybe he'll get his chance in pre-season.
Yeah.
And be better than the other keeper.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it sucks because of how good he was. He was.
That was the first time I ever doubted Pep.
Yeah, I mean, to me, he was. I mean, I get it, playing out. Playing out from the back.
But you don't start with Bravo.
No, I mean that was. I mean, also just a side note, Bravo's gone today. He's officially left City, but
Can you take Caballero back?
yeah, I didn't mind Caballero, but I mean we've got Edison, and then
they would take him back, mate. I think they liked him there.
Yeah.
I think they liked him at City, yeah.
Yeah, well, because you have did have a decent defence.
Yeah, but we were even talking, wasn't we, about because it was obviously noticeable he changed him because of his ability with his feet.
Yeah.
I know there's a couple of howlers as well, but I think it was more looking to the newer type of goalkeeper he could play with his feet.
Yeah, I mean,
think that went against Joe. But you look recently, the Real Madrid goal for City.
Yeah.
The Real Madrid trying to play too much at the back, and then Leipzig had one themselves in the game against PSG, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, again, I didn't see that, but against Arsenal. Against Arsenal as well, and against Southampton, it doesn't work. But I think it contributes more to the overall result than it does negatively affect it playing out like Edison does.
With Edison.
Edison, and Edison's good with his hands, but Bravo couldn't stop a shot with his hands either.
No,
he could play out from the back. He could play with his feet, but
not really though.
He
couldn't really.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't like Edison with his feet by any means, or like Alisson even, but he couldn't stop a shot. Like, I remember we played Everton, what was it, 2 seasons ago, lost 4-2, I think it ended up. Kolarov scored late, and they would literally shoot at Bravo, and it would just somehow go through him. To me, I mean, I don't want to talk bad about a City player, but it didn't obviously work. I mean, Joe Hart was so good, and obviously he went to Torino, and I hope he finds his footing again. And even if it's for Tottenham, they're not exactly scary if you're as a City fan. So I hope he does well.
No, I hope he does well. Like I said, we'll look Tottenham. I said I hope Mourinho
did knock you out of the Champions League.
Shut up.
Mourinho does well, yeah.
And beat us in the league. Shut up.
So,
yeah.
I don't mind Tottenham. I've always had a little soft spot for Tottenham. Maybe it was always Glenn Hoddle, but
yeah,
Clive Allen.
I also want to say too, Dino from the Harp listens to this every week, and he's not going to be happy with me saying that. So, sorry, Dino, but it's true. I mean, just not that much of a threat, really.
Just
it's
poison your beer, mate. That's all.
Yeah, but. Yeah, I mean it's gonna be another battle with Liverpool next season.
That's another reason Pep won't go.
I think
he won't go in a second place.
Much less of a battle. I think that was obvious though.
Battle.
Yeah.
I think you'll see us tighten up a little bit. I think City will tighten up a little bit. Maybe the new centre backs get Ake acclimatised.
Yeah.
Koulibaly in, and you've got Laporte. I think Garcia's out the door, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Fernandinho won't have to sit back again.
Yeah.
Let's get one good last season out of him, like we did with David Silva.
Yeah, I still think there's some things that there's a lot of things that Rodri could learn from Fernandinho, you know, and Fernandinho playing is the best way for Rodri to learn from him directly, you know. I
think only defensive wise.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Like not.
Well, that's the position, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
I know City is different when they're pressing, and it's like, but Fernandinho's always been that sort of. You know, it's funny, like in the Italian league, they have that number 6 that either is defensive or they're more like a Jorginho sort of pivot, what Jorginho's meant to be, and like Fernandinho sort of does.
A link-up player, yeah.
Yeah, Fernandinho. They've got Italian names for. There's 2 like names for each style, and I forget what they are. But Fernandinho sort of does both. He's defensive when in desperate times, but more of the time he's sort of spreading the ball left and right, switching play. And I think Rodri does that well, but yeah, defensively, I think Rodri could learn some things from Fernandinho, you know, and I think this could be the perfect season to play Fernandinho in his defensive midfield role where he's meant to be, show how good he is, and Rodri can pick some things up by coming on and.
I think he'll probably alternate them. I think he'll get a good half a season out of Fernandinho.
Yeah.
Being his last.
But he's not a centre back, is he? I mean, you know, you can't appreciate him enough for doing that role, and he's the best. Next to Laporte, he's the best centre back we have right now.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Stone. I love Stones, but right now, I'd play Fernandinho over him.
Yeah.
I just think he's a leader, isn't he?
We've waited long enough for John Stones, I think.
Yeah, I just don't want to admit it.
But you know, I mean, look, everybody needs pushing. Teams get injuries. You're going to need quality cover.
Yeah, the amount of cups as well. I mean,
it's not going to be a runaway title race.
No.
I can guarantee you that. You know, and it pains me to say, you know, I see Man United having a little flourish, depending on whether Frank gets the right blend at Chelsea early doors. You know, they've still got enough quality. I'm not saying push for the title, but it won't. I don't see it being the pushover or the walkover that it was.
I mean, it's set for it to be a better derby, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of Chelsea, there's talks that they may have hijacked a deal from Everton, actually. Thiago Silva, he's going on a free because he's out of contract. Supposedly, he was offered to Chelsea.
Which would be amazing.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Could he compete with Rudiger, though? The best/worst player in the league.
Falling down and squealing.
Yeah.
You know it's bad when I think David Luiz is better than you.
Yeah.
That's when I think you're at the lowest point in my book. Yeah.
I think Thiago Silva would be a great addition to.
I think he
Chelsea
would be to any other team in the Premier League other than City and Liverpool.
No, well, I'd take him at City next to Laporte if we don't get Koulibaly.
There you go. Yeah.
You know.
I'm sure. Imagine him next to Van Dijk as well. I think anyone in the Premier League takes him.
Honestly, I think.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Take him for a season or two.
Yeah, Everton.
Why not? He's free. It's just his wages, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, but he's only coming from PSG, isn't he?
Yeah.
He won't be on much there.
No, but he knows he's going to drop.
Is he willing to take $100,000 a week pay cut?
I bet you he'll take $100,000 a week.
You are as his wage
I don't
or
think
as a
so.
pay cut?
As his wage. Yeah.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so.
I bet you he's on like. I bet he's on like 280 right now.
Yeah, he's not going to take $100,000 a week.
No.
Might take $100,000 a week pay cut.
I don't think he would.
I think to be other incentives.
Yeah.
And I think if it was a choice, Everton or Chelsea, he's going to go Champions League.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's an issue.
So he doesn't pick Chelsea.
It's always more inviting for a foreigner to go and live in London rather than go to Liverpool. No disrespect, but
yeah,
you know, it's a mindset of foreign players if they got the option to go to London rather than anywhere else. You know.
Yeah.
That's why William stayed in London, wasn't it?
Or
yeah.
It was a bit like me when I had the Barnsley or Miami choice.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny, you don't think about that usually. Like when you're just looking at it from a football perspective, you don't think about the city that they're living in. Because you think about Messi as well. you know, I don't want to go back to it, but like Messi moving from Barcelona to Manchester or Paris, it's like.
Oh, Paris is.
Oh, mate, don't worry. There's on the outskirts in Cheshire, mate. Chester's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
15 minutes outside Manchester, mate. It's gorgeous. Trust me.
I'm just saying though, as a foreigner from Spain, I mean, obviously he's Argentinian, but he's lived in Spain his whole life. You look at Paris, and it's like.
Would he want to go and be Neymar's understudy?
that's what I said.
They're asking Neymar to go back to Barca, aren't they?
Yeah.
I bet you Neymar would have a say.
Well, so I think they'd probably send Neymar back because you'd still need to buy Messi. He's not out of contract yet. He's got one more year left. So I wonder what he would cost.
Well, you're trying to say they'd swap cross paths?
Well,
Neymar wouldn't go to Barcelona if Messi wasn't still there.
no,
Because
but
let's face it, I think Suarez is done.
Neymar left Barcelona because Messi was there. He said he didn't want to be in Messi's shadow.
I know, and look what he's done. Imagine
he's in Mbappe's shadow.
He is. Imagine if Neymar was still there.
Yeah.
Hopefully Mbappe would have already
I
came
think-
to the Premier League.
I think Neymar would see it is if Messi was going to PSG and Neymar was going back, Neymar would see himself as the star of Barcelona. I think he'd be.
Barcelona aren't Barcelona without Messi, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're losing.
I think what Neymar really kind of wanted was Suarez out and just him and Messi.
No,
as
yeah,
the
but he
main
literally
guys.
said he didn't want to live in Messi's shadow, which is, I
Then he
mean, not a
found-
big shadow.
Then he
But you
found
don't
out how
physically.
lonely it
Shadow,
was
isn't it?
without his shadow, you know?
Yeah. I think Neymar.
Wait, this is actually his first Champions League final, isn't it?
Yeah.
Neymar's?
Actually, I don't know. I don't think so. Didn't he play against 2015? He played against Atletico for Barca.
Let's go.
2014, 2015.
That'll be good. man.
Juventus, I think it was.
No, I want to say. I'm not sure. I think there'd be more. I think I would have seen something at Neymar's first final. You know.
I just can't think of. I don't think he's won it. Madrid won it 4 times out of 5 years. I know that ridiculously.
4 out of 6, was it? 4 out of 6.
Was it?
I don't even know how to look that up.
I think it's 4 out of 6.
Yeah.
I just don't want him to win it.
Oh, it's the first search on Google. Has Neymar won a Champions League?
I'd rather see Bayern win it.
Neymar scored the third goal for Barca in the 3-1 final defeat
Oh, yeah.
of Italian. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was against Juventus.
Juventus, yeah. I remember he put it in. Messi gave him the ball.
Yeah. But yeah, it's funny though. Just going back to the root of the conversation. So Thiago Silva, going to London instead. Unless he knows in himself, unless he's looking at the Premier League thinking, I'm not there. I'm not.
I don't think he thinks that.
Well, I don't know. No, I know. I'm just.
Not standard.
Yeah. I'm just questioning. I don't know if he does or not because I haven't heard anything from him, but I've just heard his name thrown around. At first it was Everton and now it's Chelsea. To be honest, if he was still there, I'd absolutely take him at City. You know what I mean? I mean,
the thing for someone like that is, I don't believe at that age, in that position, you're going to get a full season out of him. Especially,
No, I wasn't thinking that. Yeah.
especially the fact that it's going to be hectic.
yeah.
It's going to be condensed again.
Yeah.
I think they've said there's only 4 spare weekends
Yeah.
in the season.
Well, they're trying to end the same time they usually do, and they're starting a month? Is it almost a month after?
Yeah.
Three and a half
so
weeks.
They're going to be packing it in, and it's going to be a hectic program for somebody
Yeah.
in that position of that age. Certainly, somebody who's not used
To the
to
Premier
the
League.
Premier League itself.
Yeah.
But here's my thing too, and there hasn't been talk about him going to City from what I've seen, but we never replaced Company as a leader, right?
Mm.
Could you bring someone like Thiago Silva in with his experience and his leadership and even for the dressing room?
To be fair, I've always thought if there was, other than Messi, if there was anyone that was right for the Premier League, it was Thiago Silva.
Yeah. Like, even if he came in and played half of City's games or a quarter of City's games, say Koulibaly doesn't work out, I don't know. But that's one thing we've always missed since Company, And to be honest, it sounds like a joke, but Delph was even more, a huge voice in the dressing room. And just because he wasn't cutting it on the pitch, we let him go. But De Bruyne, David Silva's obviously gone, by the way, to sign for Real Sociedad.
Yeah. What was it? Lazio.
Lazio were pissed off. Yeah, Lazio were pissed off.
They said something like, "I love the footballer, I hate the man."
He does. I respect him as a footballer, but I don't respect him as a man. The president of Lazio or whatever, I think, said that. But like, you know, yeah.
You've got to lose any sleep over that, over him saying.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you know. So I don't know, but
he's still going to be trying to sign him.
Don't disrespect him at all.
No.
That's what.
But what he's contributed to football.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean,
you have some ego.
Yeah.
To come out and have a go at somebody.
And also
as modest and humble and you know.
And also Lazio, like, you know, get out of here. But so I mean, City, as far as leadership in the dressing room goes,
Where is it?
I know Fernandinho's there, you know, sort of on his last couple years, probably last year. De Bruyne's there, but I don't see De Bruyne being as vocal.
Kyle Walker's one of the oldest as well.
Yeah, but you look at company in the dressing room. I mean, there's a reason he went to Anderlecht as a player coach. He just retired as a player, so now he's just a coach. And actually, there was talks that Pep came out and offered Company the assistant manager job after Arteta left.
Yeah.
I think Company will end up back at City, but I think Thiago Silva could be that presence. Like, I'm just speculating though. There's been no talk about him to City.
I don't think he could speak one drop of English. And how do you
think about but think about the players we have who speak Portuguese and Spanish at City.
I mean, I'm not just saying this. I know 2 or 3 people that have gotten autographs, and I've spoken to Thiago Silva, and they say he can't like read or write. I'm not saying that this is fact. I'm solely going off 3 individual people.
Well, if they're trying to read his autograph,
don't know each other.
If they're basing his autograph on how he can write, that's
no. What you say in an autograph, like best wishes, you know, you say a little something before you write your name. And not down the man. He's one of the best defenders that have over the last decade or so. By far.
Yeah, but if you think about our squad though, the only players who really don't. I mean,
I guess if he just makes a loud noise.
You've got Edison, Fernandinho, who both speak Portuguese. You've got Gabriel Jesus speak Portuguese. João Cancelo speaks Portuguese. Laporte speaks Spanish.
Did you say Bernardo Silva already?
No, I didn't. But Bernardo Silva, like they all. I mean, they'll figure it out. You know, it's more of the presence. Like it's more of.
I don't believe language is a barrier anymore.
No.
I really don't.
I mean, look, Pep's
the game's got that diverse. I don't believe it. But you look at, and I was known today, how many Brazilian players go to Russia?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you look,
Hulk.
they've all got old men's names, haven't they? Bernard, Arthur.
Yeah.
I think the next one's Alan.
Alan's meant to sign for Everton, actually.
Yeah, Well, they've already got Bernard.
Yeah.
Haven't they?
Yeah.
Bernard.
You've got that link with Alan. I actually had that in my notes from Napoli with Ancelotti. You know, so I could see that going through if it's something he wants. You know.
Yeah. There was an horrible little whisper I seen today about Grealish for Man City, mate.
No, it's not gonna. Why?
Well, let's keep the nah.
Why?
I don't know.
I think I'm gonna cackle if that.
No, it's just that's the most ridiculous thing. Wait, what did we end on last time? I said I've got a joke for you, and it was someone to City. It was Harry Winks.
Yeah.
Jack Grealish is worse than Harry Winks to City.
I get well.
It's way worse.
I don't mind Harry Winks, mate. I don't mind him. I think he's steady. I think that holding midfield role, he might be.
He's the Joe Allen of Tottenham. He just passes backwards. He just might as well not be there. It's like if you need 11 players to play. If you're playing 11 aside and you're missing a player, you'd take Harry Winks, you know, just to fill the gap. But he's not going to take.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I don't mind him. I know there's a lot more better players than him, but I don't mind him as such. I wouldn't slam him like I would Grealish, to be honest with you.
Okay, let's go round.
He's not a Premier League.
At Chelsea, if it was Chelsea,
neither of them are Premier League.
If it was Chelsea, would you rather Winks or Grealish?
Rudiger. No. You'd have to pick one.
No. You have to pick one.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna cackle if that is that.
You have to pick one. No, you'd 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 have
England internationals, both of them.
Yeah, because they were born in the right place at the right time. All right, we'll come back.
Yeah.
West Ham.
If one of them went to Man City, I'd rather it be Winks.
Yeah, but I'm saying.
He wouldn't play.
Well, yeah.
All right, but
I'm saying West Ham. I'm picking the lowest.
You say West Ham.
You're saying West Ham?
I'm saying West Ham
if
for
you're saying West Ham,
it makes it more of a challenge.
You go Grealish if you get Jekyll, because then you get the most fouls, then you get the most balls in the box.
Yeah. It's just.
I wouldn't want Grealish.
Hey, no, you know what? I'll take either of them at Chelsea and send them off on loan with the other 50 players that we have.
Yeah.
To some. Yeah, there you go. Never see him again.
But that is a nasty whisper.
Chelsea's just a giant human trafficking.
That's exactly what.
Yeah.
Exactly what.
It's the world's biggest front, and we're doing it right in front of your eyes.
That's funny. Yeah, no, that's disgusting.
An interesting month.
Yeah. We've got what three-ish weeks until the season starts, and then like I said, the transfer window doesn't close till October. It's either the 1st or the 5th. I don't know why I'm thinking those 2 dates, but it's the first week.
I believe it should always end before the season starts.
I agree, and I think we tried that, didn't we, last season? Didn't we? Didn't we close?
I've always thought it should.
I think there was talk about it, mate.
No, I think we did it.
I don't think it's right that you could have your pre-season preparation, and then all of a sudden you could lose 2 or 3 players in the first week.
We did do it at the beginning of last season, because I remember players could still leave the Premier League to Europe, but they couldn't come in. Remember at the beginning of this season?
Everyone else changed the.
We closed
the
it.
Deadline. We closed it before England closed it before anyone else.
We closed
And
it before the season started. Yeah.
Yeah, and Spain still had it open.
They kept it the way they were. Yeah, because we lost.
We've always been closed before the others, though.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is, this start of this past season that went, we closed it before the first game. Because I remember we could still lose players.
It was
to Europe.
Yeah. It was closed way before, because there was players that played a few games in the Premier League.
I think we tried that, and then they voted it back, and now we're back in line with the rest of them.
Well, it shouldn't
Could be wrong, though.
Shouldn't go on into the season anyway.
No. So, talking about the beginning of the season, City and United both won't play the first weekend of games because
the fixtures come out tomorrow.
Friday, I think. Soon. Tomorrow, it might be tomorrow.
Yeah. But
City United won't play the first round apparently because of how far we both made it in Europe.
Yeah. Well, that was one good thing that they went out as well.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't care though. I didn't care to watch the Champions League game today. I just don't give a shit about it. I'm not gonna watch the final. I just don't care.
I watched it. Watched it because
the Champions League?
You're the most stubborn, biased.
Are you kidding me? What? Why do I give a shit about the Champions League right now?
What do you mean? It's a good final.
Because you'll want to see Neymar not winning.
Yeah.
Nah,
I always watch Man United because I always want to see them lose. But it's always an interest for me to watch them.
Well, this isn't even for me. It isn't even that bad. For me, it's I either want to see Bayern destroy PSG or PSG have the upset over Bayern, because I don't think Bayern have been the best team in this tournament. You know,
I really couldn't. I couldn't give a shit who wins.
I couldn't bear the fact that after watching Ronaldo win it all these times, to see it happen with Neymar.
No. This is it's a fluke that PSG are there. They kind of had like a England World Cup run. Yeah. You know, I don't care. I don't mind Mbappe winning it. You know, he does more.
I think it might be. I mean, I can't stand Di Maria as well. But
there's every team now. There's someone that you hate, right?
It'll be interesting to watch, but I'll definitely be.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, Bayern are going to win 2-0, and you don't need to watch. And you don't need to watch it.
No.
It will be more goals than that.
It's a final.
I don't think so.
Unless they get 2-0 in the last 5 minutes, 2 goals in the last 5 minutes, it's not going to be 2-0.
I'm just saying, Bayern 2-0 is my score.
There's no way that it's going to be 2-0 with how it's a
4-0?
final.
Okay, let's have a bet then.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. What's the bet? It has to be correct score. We're all going to be wrong.
Yeah, correct score.
Okay.
Or nothing. And I think we still owe you 10 dollars each or $20 each.
All right, so let's do a $20 bet.
Yeah.
You can both put my buy-in, and I'll do 3-1 buy-in.
I've got 2-0 buying. How's that any different? You're complaining about my 2-0 and
two more. It's double the amount of goals.
Yeah.
I've now got a funny feeling that PSG.
You just said 4-0. Oh.
You know what?
4-1.
4-1. All right. 4-1. 2-0. I'm doing this so we can rewind because we always forget where to go back. Actually, make it in your notes.
Yeah.
Because I think you've got other notes in there, haven't you?
Yeah. Who's gonna get relegated next season or something like that?
Oh yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to end on some extremely surprising news. The Premier League player of the season.
Player.
Exactly. Wasn't a Liverpool player. It was Kevin De Bruyne.
And so should it be.
Yeah, but so should it have been in previous seasons.
Oh.
Especially 2 seasons ago.
So we all have banned.
Be greedy.
No, it's not being greedy. I'm just saying
you have to throw the league away to get player of the year in your team.
Well, I just thought to be with it to be it, you had to be a Liverpool player. That's what I thought. And Jordan Henderson being considered for Ballon d'Or, I thought he was going to get it, which is
he?
Another joke I was going to end on, but it's a real thing. Yeah, he's being considered supposedly. But yeah, Kevin De Bruyne won Player of the Season, and so he should.
And oh dear,
what? Biased?
Is that no? I'm just.
Me?
Is that real? Is it real?
It's real.
Is it? I mean, look, don't knock the fella. What he's done is great and all that, but let's put it in perspective. Is it just because the sports writer voted him the Player of the Year?
Well, here's my thing. If Jordan Henderson's considered for the Ballon d'Or, why wouldn't De Bruyne be considered for the Ballon d'Or if he won Player of the Season?
No, yeah,
well, then you got another couple 100,000 players you could have named instead. So.
And I'm sure the players' judgment weighs more than their sports writers.
You would hope so.
Wait, who got the players?
De Bruyne won it. The players' Player of the Year.
Is that what you said? The players' player or the writers' player of the year?
It was the players.
No,
was it?
The writers' player, yeah.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah.
Sports writers' Player of the Year.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Player of the Year.
Yeah.
So for me, I would like to think that the players know a little bit more.
I mean, what, Van Dijk get it last season? And yeah, because I think I remember you arguing.
I think Salah got it the season before, didn't he? I think it was Salah, then
Salah.
Van Dijk.
Yeah, Salah.
De Bruyne should have had it that season. Salah won it.
Yeah, I think that's
100%.
Yeah, I remember you arguing about.
Yeah, I'll still fucking argue that because he was involved in more goals, and Salah had a good second half of the season. He was non-existent the first half of the season, and just because he scored more goals than De Bruyne, different positions.
He scored more goals than anyone ever.
Different positions. Yeah, I don't care though. De Bruyne set up. He was involved. Okay, this season De Bruyne was involved in more goals than anyone ever, but it just didn't make sense to me. This season he was 100 and no, that was creating more chances. He was
because in the Premier League that assist record, he also didn't get anywhere close to the amount of goals that Thierry Henry got. Thierry Henry got what 17 goals and 20.
I don't know.
Assists?
I'll have to fact check. I don't think it's just Premier League. I want to say it's like
maybe
season long.
Maybe then yeah.
I have to fact check before I keep spreading these rumors.
Yeah.
Either way, Kevin De Bruyne, best player in the league, about to play with Messi, best player in the world.
Nice that he's been wrecked.
It is, yeah.
There you go. There's our argument right there. About to play with Messi, not Messi's about to play with him.
And you know what, too? Just to go back to the shit knocking out of the Champions League. De Bruyne, what he said, this was the only thing I saw after the game. He said, same story, different season. So I don't know what to take from that.
Same shit, different toilet.
No, he knows they've thrown it away. That's what he means.
Yeah.
He knows they've had a great opportunity.
They've been favourites by quite a bunch, by a lot of people the last couple of seasons.
And they have thrown it away again.
Look, if I could, I can't say shit to Pep, obviously. None of us can. But if you come up against a team like Lyon, You're not playing Real Madrid. Don't change your tactics for the other team, which is one thing I think Pep does so well in the Premier League. He just plays the Man City way and dominates, you know? Don't freaking change your team for Lyon.
He believed, and he has done in the past, whatever system personnel he puts out is good enough to do that job.
But not with 8 or 9 defensive players against Lyon, who finished 7th in the French league.
You can forgive it. Look, earlier on in the season and that, when you said, okay, we had four trophies to go for.
Yeah.
You put your certain squad or your certain team or your certain system out because you've still got all them other competitions to consider. It wasn't like that this time. It was a one-off, and I think he got it wrong.
Yeah, and I think if there were 2 legs, and I'm not coming back and making excuses, but if there were 2 legs, it would have been different the second time.
But I honestly thought this one-off thing would have suited us better. I really do.
Yeah, but not when he twitches. If he would have just played like Man City are meant to play against a French team that are...
Yeah, well, you know, what's done is done. We've got to get over it. You know, give yourself a little slap round the face, wake yourself up again, and we've got to start again.
Yeah.
And I think that's what De Bruyne meant. You know, because there's no other way to go about it.
Yeah.
He's thrown it away again. He's hinted at it. You know.
See, this is this is bad for Man City fan. What I think that Pep's formation. See, you know, it's kind of hard to say. I think he was wrong in this, but like you just said, like so many players didn't perform. Not only do you not have a left back, you haven't had a defense this whole season. You got Sterling, which everyone knows how I feel about, and you've lost Mane. You didn't play Mahrez.
Sane.
Yeah, sorry, you lost Sane. Didn't play Mahrez. You know, maybe it's not the formation. Maybe it's just everyone doesn't play like your David Silvas or your De Bruynes.
But he could have played David Silva from the beginning.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying
the personnel he put out dictated his formation, and his formation was wrong. It wasn't anywhere
but
near...
what about throughout the whole of the week? He plays like that, and it's absolutely amazing.
Who's he playing against?
The rest of City.
Exactly.
All right, but then you would argue that the rest of City are probably just as good as Lyon.
No, because there was no defenders in that squad left to play against if he's playing against the rest of City. Because he had all his defenders on the friggin' pitch.
That's how Pep practices all his systems.
Well, I'm just saying, why would you go with 8 or 9 defensive players? And I'm saying 8 or 9 because De Bruyne is considered attacking most of the time.
Yeah.
Until he's picking up the ball in City's half, like he was against Lyon.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. Like it just doesn't make sense.
Maybe
you miss Aguero, so let's put some extra firepower up front with Mahrez. Don't or Foden.
Mahrez is hit or miss. Foden.
It doesn't matter. At least someone's going forward. We even said when the game was going on, when City had the ball in their usual sort of like passing it around area, there was nobody in the box. There was nobody going for it. There was nobody going forward because everyone's defensive. So naturally, their instincts are to play defensively, which I don't blame them. Which is why I think it's a formation thing. You know.
Right.
Okay, so let's count Fernandinho. Let's say Fernandinho is a centre back. Let's say Fernandinho is a centre back. You've got 5 defenders, and then you've got Rodri and Gundogan in midfield, right?
Who are
defensive, right? I mean, Gundogan maybe is a little bit attacking, but he plays better as the number 6 than he does number 8. And then you've got Sterling and Jesus up front. Even if Aguero was up there, it's no different. The game is no different. If Aguero was there instead of Jesus, the game doesn't change. It was the formation or the personnel that shaped the formation.
Yeah, but you should know as well as anyone that just the standard formation. Like what was the percentage of the ball?
It was 60%.
That's normally City are sitting average like 70, right?
72, I think it was.
Okay, so he probably thinks he's gonna have more of the ball. To where that's how his formation works.
67, I'm sorry, it was against Lyon.
All right, that's still.
I'm just saying though. Still, it's like we play with 2 centre backs. I don't care if it's Fernandinho or if it's Otamendi or Stones next to Laporte. 2 full backs, and then you play Rodri and Gundogan's fine. I don't care, right? I don't love him. Play Gundogan to the left of Rodri. Okay. Ideally, you play Silva. Then you've got De Bruyne, and then. Always 3 forwards, 2 wingers and a striker. Always. That's how City play.
Yeah.
At least 3 forwards.
At least.
A lot of times it's 4 when he does the 4-2-3-1.
Exactly. Yeah, or sometimes it's a 4-2-4 where De Bruyne plays as basically as a striker next to Aguero. He slots in next to the winger and the striker. Yeah. But you're playing with a winger and a striker, and then the rest of the team is defensive. It just.
Yeah, but don't forget he's played with no strikers in 1 game.
Yeah, but if you look at playing with no strikers, Real Madrid first leg, right, is a good example. Let's say Jesus was a left winger because he didn't play as a number 9. Bernardo Silva and De Bruyne were your furthest men forward the whole game because he was a.
That's the personnel that you need if you're going to do that.
Yeah, but he basically played with 4.
Or David Silva.
Yeah.
So for me, it was the personnel.
Well, the personnel dictated the formation though, because you're not gonna.
No, if he wants that formation, he's going to leave them players out.
But I'm just saying, if you're playing with Laporte, Garcia, Fernandinho, and Rodri, and Cancelo and Walker, now you've already got 6 defensive players who are not going to play attacking at all. So now you've got Edison, who's a goalkeeper. Now you've only got room for three players / midfield / up front. So I think he shot himself in the foot, or.
Well, I think it just took away that creativity and guile.
Yeah.
For me, is what wins us games more often than not. Getting the first goal is massive for Man City.
Yeah, it's huge.
Because then possession football comes into play. And because we didn't get the first goal...
Well, yeah, if you do get the first goal, is that formation perfect then?
Well, no. We
not for City, really.
We still don't change it to go and kill.
Well, then Lyon come out and press a lot more than they would have. Yeah. You know? Then they open up, and then now Pep's probably got them exactly where he wanted. You know?
I think there's never a situation where that formation's okay. I don't care if we're 3-0 up.
Didn't like it.
I'm saying personnel / formation. I'm saying because of Rodri and Fernandinho should only ever be played if Fernandinho is one of 2 centre backs, not one of 3.
Well, go on, mate. Sorry.
I'm just ranting. I'm just ranting.
I know, Sean. I know you're hating.
It just pisses me off because
I went down south when I actually missed the second half of the game, and I went down south and watched the end of it like 2 days later. And I don't think I spoke to you the rest of the day.
No, I didn't text anybody back.
Yeah.
I didn't text anyone back.
All weekend, which was strange. But what's done is done, mate. Is the next one.
Yeah.
The next big start soon. We'll get back on that bike.
It would piss me off less if I couldn't see what happened, what went wrong. If I didn't know what went wrong, if I looked at it and thought, I have no idea what happened, it is what it is, then I would be less pissed off.
All right. Well, we got to put it to bed, son.
Yeah.
And we got to put your old dad to bed as well. So.
Yeah.
All right,
mate.
All right, guys. Well,
let it go. Have a little whiskey.
Yeah. I've been holding this in since. What's today? Wednesday. I've been holding this in since Saturday.
No. What have you been holding in?
Just this rant. Just the whole rant. Just the whole talk about. Yeah. Well. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening. Make sure you go over to 5pintin.com. Go over to and rate us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Give us a thumbs up on all that stuff and rate us. It really helps us out to reach more fans like yourself and go spread the word. We really appreciate that. And yeah, guys, it was good having a drink as always. A little stressed out. Gonna try and go to bed.
Cheers.
I'll talk to you next time, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.